welcome back. So, today we're doing the next issue of Shogun Warriors, Invincible Guardians of World Freedom. I love it. I love this shit. It's so, if you guys haven't seen the first one yet, just understand that it's not like a serious, logical, well, it is serious. They take it very seriously. But it's not like that, you know? It's like Power Rangers. That's the best way I can describe it. It's just meant to be fun, kind of childish and weird. Oh, here, check this out. These are the Shogun Warriors, if you didn't know. And today they are fighting against those three creatures in the back. A fire monster, a rock monster, and an ice monster. It's 3 against 3 in this issue. Oh my god. Exploding my mind. You know why? Look at this. Combatra, Dangard Ace, they joined battle with Raydeen against the elementals of evil. Oh my god, it's crazy. And the reason why is because this issue I actually owned as a child. And I'm sure, like, obviously I've probably read it before. I've probably read these issues or whatever, but oh my god. Oh my gosh. This blows my mind because I have not seen this and I hardly remember it, but I remember loving it intensely. I remember it being schlocky and weird. So I'm just super excited. Let's just get into it. From an ancient sanctuary hidden in the mountains of Japan, come Raydeen, Combatra, and Dangard Ace, giant robots operated by 3 courageous humans, Richard Carson, Genji Odashu, and Ilongo Savage, ready to fight the forces of evil wherever they arise. Stan Lee presents Shogun Warriors. Warriors 3! Look at them, they look so fucking cool. What I wouldn't give to pilot a Shogun Warrior. Man, that's what we need. Combatra, Dangard Ace, Raydeen. This shit, and I understand why I own this comic book, because this would have been so fucking cool to me as a kid. Back then, when you didn't think logically, and you used a lot of your emotional brain, and you're just like, oh my god, you know, like, it blows your mind. Anyway. Shogun Sanctuary, located at the heart of a remote Far Eastern mountain range. Sorry, Dr. Tambura, you've chosen us 3 above all others as your agents of light. But our first mission with Raydeen was largely a failure. No, Ilongo Savage, for your guidance of Raydeen has at least saved the city. And for that alone, your name, as well as the names of Genji Odashu and Richard Carson, will long be honored by myself and my fellow followers of the light. However, the monster Rockcore is still at large and must be stopped. Indeed, he is now even more powerful than before. Thus we might employ the added might of the other 2 Shogun Warriors, Combatra and Dangard Ace. So you guys are just gonna stick with the Dangard? Are you sure it's not dangerous? What is a Dangard? What is that? I don't know. 2 more giant robots? Yes. And since you have diverted Rock Core from destroying the city, the immediate danger has been averted, and there is now time for further training, priming, and demonstration. Follow me, if you will. I will follow you. I'll follow you anywhere, motherfucker. Show me more cool shit. Follow you? Doesn't seem like we have much choice, Dr. Tambura. The whole room is sinking. Holy shit, that place is fucking huge. Look at those goddamn robots. They're gigantic. Do not be alarmed, Richard Carson. Our descent is fully controlled, and our destination is merely a subterranean chamber, sculpted beneath Shogun Sanctuary's foundations. The maintenance chamber, to be precise, for maintaining the robots? Yes, and for testing them, Genji. Come, into the remote command module. God, I love it, dude. Everything in this comic book is so humongous. It's great. It's fucking, it blows my mind. It inspires my imagination. For me, this is merely a routine performed countless times in the past, but you should find it quite enlightening. Speaking of which, our first order of business is to banish the gloom. Without light, this chamber reminds me too much of Lord Maurakon's haunts. The cavern fills with blazing light and Carson gasps. This place is huge. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is huge. As it must be, replies Tambura, to accommodate the Shogun warriors. Now that we are about to see has been enacted every 9th day since the robots were first created centuries past. Thus, we detect any faults and make necessary repairs to ensure proper function, should the warriors ever be called to action. In other words, today is the day my ancestors have anticipated for untold generations. The day when the Shogun warriors must finally arise to do battle with the forces of evil. Remain inside control module when testing is in progress, cause those fucking giant robots will fucking smash you. But what is all that stuff out there? It is testing apparatus, Genji Odashu. As you can see, I have maneuvered the robots into position via the module's remote controls. Something you must do in actual battle situations from within the robots. But if they can be operated from, the remote control range is limited, Genji. Besides, the spontaneous judgment of the human mind on the scene is far superior to pre-programming and remote manipulation. Now, as target monolith number 7 rises, direct your attention to the warrior Dangard Ace, whose first line of attack is always his photon spheres launched from twin chambers in his chest housing. Boom! Straight through the motherfucker. In most encounters, this mode of offense should suffice. However, should Dangard Ace's foe remain standing, his computer-guided rocket fist can then be deployed in a follow-up strike. Our main computers estimate that this combination will prove effective in 99 out of 100 instances. But remember, until today, Mauer Khan's power had never been tested by our warriors. Next, watch Raydeen. As he dispatches these target drones with a weapon we did not have time to demonstrate earlier. First, Raydeen locks his arm into fire position, triggering twists in his wrists, which release the bow components and enable him to fire his missile arrows, each equipped with a warhead containing 5 sequential detonations. Damn, he got all 5 of them with one shot. That's pretty impressive. Had you been aware of this capability as well as others, your first mission with Raydeen might have been an unqualified success. Now, I shall activate the cannon bunker to provide a demonstration of elementary defense. Indeed, the defense is nothing more or nor less than the innate strength of Combatra's armor. But to facilitate Combatra's counterattack, well, perhaps you should simply watch. Whoosh! Finger missiles! Just like Mechagodzilla. All 3 have witnessed the display, but only Carson reacts verbally, and even he says nothing more than, wow. Meanwhile, evil simmers in the Pacific Ocean. On the surface, the volcanic island seems innocent, placid, but after eons of inactivity, it has recently erupted. And in the blistering heat of its magma, in the violence of its tremors, a spell of long sleep has been shattered. Deep under the island, within a subterranean vault built in antiquity, the Dreadlord Mauer Khan and his dark agents, the forces of evil eternal, have at last awakened. Hear me, my dark agents. We have lain for centuries in an enforced state of suspended animation. And now that we have awakened, seeking vengeance for our great defeat in the Great Chaos Wars, we have found the forces of eternal good still ready and waiting to renew our ancient struggle. Look to the arcane mirror screen upon which I shall conjure images of that which has transpired. I inform you now that Rockcore failed. He was opposed by this giant robot, obviously a creation of our eternal foes, the Fellows of Light. Although crude, perhaps inexperienced, the robot was most effective. We must learn where it came from, crush its stranglehold, and thereby destroy the forces of good forever. Only then can we claim the Earth unopposed for evil. Therefore, we must draw the robot back into action by posing a new threat with our creation. I will now use the pool of dark life to communicate with Rockcore and give him further instructions. Thus does Lord Mauer Khan depraved and devoted only to evil near before the bubbling magma, murmuring ancient mysterious evil phrases. Lost among the mountains whence he had been destroyed by Raydeen, the monster rock horror abruptly stiffens as if responding to the silent summons. What, Lord Mauricon? Yes, Lord Mauricon, I hear, and I shall obey. As you wish, so shall it be. Death shall darken this day. At Shogun Sanctuary, demonstrations have concluded. Time and experience are needed for you to completely master your control over the Shoguns, but if you are dedicated... I think we are, Dr. Tambura, and you probably already know. Or you wouldn't have selected us over everyone else on Earth. But this is kinda hard to grasp. I mean, the last thing any of us normal humans will suspect is that all this has been going on, are waiting to start up again since the dawn of life. Yes, for example, you say your people have been sentinels for untold generations, and that you're the last of the line. Well, what about the future? I noticed that there was only one woman among you. I explained that we followers of the light are not true Terrans. Our descendants will be the result of parthenogenesis. Say what? It is cloning! Or other scientific methods. Well, I think I prefer the old-fashioned way. Yeah, who doesn't? Now, even though all three of you operated Raydeen in your first mission, henceforth you will each operate only one of the robots. The one selected to best suit your individual human temperaments. Suffice to say, based on our computer probes of your psychological profiles, you will each link with the robot most comfortable for you, enhancing the efficiency of resources both human and mechanical. Please be seated at these cybernetic councils, so that you and the machines can come to know each other intimately, and must become fully aware of your mutually opposing and complementary strengths and weaknesses. You and the robot warriors must, in fact, become one. You gotta become one, so they're gonna fuse with their robots? Richard Carson, you will be linked with Raydeen. Genji Odashu, you will be merged with Combatra. And Ilongo Savage, you will be united with Dangard Ace. Is that... I think that's backwards. I thought the black guy was the leader. But while the strange communion of mind and machine begins at Shogun Sanctuary, elsewhere the monster rock horror has reached its target. Yes, Lord Mauricon, the time is now, and its goal is destruction. This destruction is monitored by other three followers of the light. The train approaching the trestles. It's carrying a freight of explosive. There is no way to avoid it. We must interrupt their training again. Tambura, Rockcore has destroyed the mountain trestle. Quickly, agents, break linkage. Take your jet cycles to the launch silo. Meanwhile, I will activate the shimmer tubes from here. How far is the train from the trestle? About 6 miles. Then time is very short. Vaulting from the cycles as they reach the launch silo. These shimmer tubes are supposed to lift us to the entry portals. True. But once we're inside the robots, how do we get out of here? Don't worry about that. Just board your robots and I'll clear the launching pads. True to Sheener's words, the silo ceiling dilates, revealing the sky over Sanctuary. Raydeen, ready. Combatra, ready. Dangard Ace, check. You gotta be different, Dangard. You always gotta be different. Then lift off, Shogun warriors, and may good fortune journey with you. Say, now that we know more about these robots, I've got an idea. Yeah, what's that, Carson? Well, since this is a race against time, and since Raydeen has the capability of going supersonic, do you two mind if I zip ahead? No, I don't mind, Carson, as you say. We know more about our robots now, and I feel much more confident. Besides, any idea that will save lives is a good one. Right, Genji. Raydeen may be somewhat faster than us, but we've still got plenty of speed ourselves. Go on, Carson, we'll be right behind you. Okay, and so he turns into a plane! Well, that's not technically a plane, that's some kind of eagle creature, but it's fucking cool. Yeah, it's fucking cool. Causing the robot to alter its very structural, locking into a more sleekly aerodynamic form. Firehawk! That's the Firehawk? Then the supersonic afterburners kick into full force. The awesome conversion is complete. Raydeen has become Firehawk. 90 seconds later. My oh my, that was quick. And there's old Rock Puss himself. Last time we met, he was spitting boulders at us. So let's see if he can handle a new kind of action. Firehawk spits. He's down, but he's not out. Okay, Firehawk, you've done your bit. Get us here before the train. It's now time to change to Raydeen and face the dude man to man. Come on, Rockcore. This is what you call a rematch, and I've been training for this fight. But just then, looming from the tunnel's gloom. What's that? It's a monster. I can't stop the train in time. God, can you imagine how terrifying that would be? You're coming out of a fucking tunnel and you just see this giant rock creature just, ugh. I don't even want to think about it. The engineer is all too correct. But the question now is, can Raydeen stop Rockcore as well as the train in time? Remember my break blade, Rockcore? I thought you would. And the answer is yes, just in time. Congratulations, Carson. It appears you didn't need us. You didn't even need us. Wait, he stopped the train. Oh, he did stop the train. He fucking stopped the train. You can't just stop a train. You can't just stop it like... It has to slow... Whatever. It appears you didn't even need us. And for several long, heady moments, there is righteous thrill of their first triumph. But in the haunt of Mauer Khan. No! 2 others! There are 3 of them! Very well, the followers of light shall rue this day for the rest of their lives. We shall meet this challenge of 3 by employing the power of our own Mystic 3. By multiplying Rockcore into his 3 elements. Genji is the first to notice. You spoke too soon, Savage. Rockcore is uprising, and God help us, he's dividing. Splitting into beings of earth, fire, and water. You're right, Genji. Looks like this will require all 3 of the Shogun warriors. Yeah, and even then, I'm not sure I'd put any bets on our side. There they are. The final phase of the Shogun warrior baptism of fire, not to mention earth and water in Elements of Destruction. Okay, so that's cool. So the next one is going to be the conclusion of this little story here. So I'll do these ones, and then, no, I'll do the next one. I'll have all of them uploaded. I'll do something for Thanksgiving, and then I might have to take, maybe I can do something in early December, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to get back to these ones, though. These guys are really cool. I love the shit out of them, but yeah, that's it for this issue. If you liked reading this comic with me and you want to read more comics with me, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and donate to my Patreon. But until next time, nerds, stay heroic.